In today's session, we're going to continue on the series of achieving breakthrough improvement, and we're working through the implementation steps. Today is step 12. We're talking about visual management. So once we start implementing some of these techniques, the important thing is that we put visual management in place so we can see what's happening and we can react to abnormal conditions. So when we establish visual management, we're going to look at what information am I trying to communicate? So when we look at any process, we want to understand what does normal look like and what does abnormal look like. So if we can define what good looks like, then we can define what our visual management looks like to be able to see normal condition. And also visual management is an important step of 5S and standard work. So what we want to do is we identify what's normal and what's abnormal. So what's a normal condition? So it's when the process is operating inside of its normal operating limits. So, okay, as a team, how do we define normal? And then being able to describe what good looks like. Then, of course, if we can see normal, then we can spot abnormal. So abnormal is something that's operating outside its normal processing limits. So to understand what normal looks like, then we can understand what abnormal looks like. So the goal here of visual management is to be able to spot abnormalities as soon as possible to prevent those issues from proliferating down through the supply chain. An important concept here is the management window. So the management window is the time between when action is taken until we understand the effect of that action, either positive or negative. So what we want to do is to reduce that management window. So visual management helps us reduce that management window. And so just to do a description here, we have input, we have all these different process steps, and a lot of times we don't realize till the final step that something's incorrect that might have been controlled at this first process step. And so in this case, our management window is a long period of time, in some cases, days, even weeks. So what we want to do is we want to reduce that management window, and we want to immediately after the process is complete or even while the process is being done, can we see an abnormal condition? And if we shorten that window, we can take immediate action to correct that problem before it becomes a big issue. So the goal here with visual management is to reduce that management window as short as possible, immediate feedback on the process. So our incorporating visual management. So it's a technique that allows us to see any condition without verbal communication. So you should be able to walk into any area, look at the visual management, and understand what's happening without asking questions. And then if it's in place, anybody should be able to spot abnormal. And if anybody can spot abnormal, then we work as a team to fix those issues as soon as possible. And what we've seen by incorporating visual management, that problems get solved quickly before they become a major issue. And so this is an effective technique that helps support our implementation process, and we're really driving towards sustainability. So once we get stabilized, being able to sustain that is very difficult. So visual management is helping us sustain that stability over time. So that's our session for today. Thanks for joining.